This story was sent to me by Kevin Smith, and it is coming out of New York. And when you hear, okay, first off, you see how this guy looks in this picture. So you already know he did something that is completely to be called to the carpet for complete and utter shame. And it is very shameful, like extremely shameful. Like, how could you do this to someone so close to you? But this man's name is Michael Conway. But after this article, his name should be Michael Con Artist or Michael Convict. But his name is Michael Conway. And he's a retired NYP lieutenant. And he deserves every bit of jail time should he receive it. Because according to this article, it says that this man was charged with stealing nearly $140,000 in Social Security benefits. And let me tell y'all, that's not even the worst part. The worst part about this is the Social Security benefits that he stole were for his kids. Now, I don't know if y'all have heard about it or not, but the millennials right now, which also includes my generation, our Social Security or any type of like whatever to take care of us, like when we get a certain age, is going to be pretty much dried up. It's null and void. It's almost like we won't have any. I'm going to only assume that his kids are in the same generation as me. Now, I'm not sure what his age is, but I'm just going to assume that you just completely, of course, set them back. $140,000 in Social Security benefits that was set for his kids. You have got to be one of the worst people on the planet to do something like that. But it doesn't surprise me, because when I talk about all the welfare fraud and stuff like that, people who look like him are usually always the face of it. Call him one of New York's dodgiest. Retired NYP Lieutenant Michael Conway was charged on Wednesday for stealing nearly $140,000 from the Social Security Administration, earmarked for his children, one of whom is disabled, over the course of about 10 years. You've got to be even more messed up. One of your children is disabled and you were stealing money from them over the course of 10 years. It says Conway, age 60, of Queens, was hit with the wire fraud charges for filching the funds between August 2009 and September 2018. Money intended for his two minor children through auxiliary benefits by retirement survivors and disability insurance (RSDI) program administered by the SSA prosecutors charge. Okay, so they say minor children, so they're probably Gen Z. The accused crook appeared before Judge James Orenstein Wednesday at Brooklyn Federal Court wearing blue jeans and a short-sleeved blue-collar shirt. His attorney, Stephen Greenfield, told the court that Conway had surrendered his firearms to the NYPD. The ex-lieutenant, who was accompanied by his sister Kathleen Conway, was released on $200,000 bond. Conway, his sister, and his lawyer all declined to comment on the charges, though Greenfield said his client has sufficient means to put up the cash, adding that the disgraced cop owns a swanky Long Island brownstone. I bet I know how he got that swanky Long Island brownstone. Most likely from the money he was stealing from his kids' Social Security benefits. Conway had first qualified in May 2009 to receive RSDI benefits for a work-related injury, according to the complaint. Conway later applied for auxiliary benefits on behalf of his then 8-year-old fraternal twins, falsely claiming that the kids lived with him in Queens and that they did not receive financial support from other relatives. The SSA approved the application and granted Conway's request to manage the funds, which he had been hoarding for himself ever since. That is so messed up. See what happens when you let greed get the best of you, that you start stealing from people that he helped bring them kids in the world. That money was set aside for them. And like I said, in this current climate, when Social Security is about to be dried up, like, he's literally stealing their money that they probably don't even know they have. The defendant committed a fraud on his family and SSA by unlawfully collecting and keeping funds that had been provided for the care of his children, based on false statements he made to the government. According to the complaint, Conway's alleged scheme was up in September 2018 when his then 17-year-old son, who was legally blind, went to apply for supplemental security income benefits through SSA, a program for individuals with disabilities. That's when the teen, who was accompanied by his mother, learned SSA had been paying benefits to the twins since 2007. The mother, who prosecutors say did not know about the fraud, told SSA she was awarded custody of the kids in 2002, noting that they had never lived with Conway. So not only is this man a thief, but he's also a deadbeat dad. After a review of SSA and Citibank records, SSA Special Agent Nicholas Iannazzo concluded that the ex-lieutenant pocketed $138,016.60 in SSA benefits intended for his children. This arrest served as a warning to those who choose to defraud Social Security's disability programs. SSA Inspector General Gail Ennis said in a statement, "We vigorously pursue fraud allegations and work with the United States Attorney's offices across the country to bring offenders to justice." And how ironic he's in New York, the same place that Bernie Madoff, one of the biggest, if not the biggest Ponzi schemers of all time, is from. I wonder if he got his tips from him. But you have to be a really messed up individual to steal that kind of money, period, but also to get it from your kids, with one of them being blind. And then lie and say that your kids were with you, but then your wife or whoever that woman is, your ex, blew the lid off and said that the kids never lived with him. Notice they said they never lived with him, which means he's never had any type of custody of these kids. And the only connection he has to the kids is the fact that they came from his nutsack and that he was stealing and spending their money. He deserves every bit of crucial punishment that the state of New York, as fraudulent as they are, should bring down on his head. And he should also be forced to pay back in restitution to his kids. That's the best at this point. That's the best thing he could do, because according to what I read, he wasn't that much of a father. Like, he doesn't even deserve the title at this point. Sperm donor is his title, but so is convict and con artist for Michael Conway. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments, and I'll talk to you in the next one.